Lifting the weight with automation. Here are the Airbnb automation apps that we like to use. The Hospitable app lets you send the auto messages, lets you send the auto replies, lets you send the auto reviews. The way that you're able to incorporate all of your listings into this one app, sync in your calendar, and actually they now let you provide a direct booking website. So I love to use the Hospitable app. It has saved me a lot of time. And the best thing about the Hospitable app is that they send replies to questions that you have already provided. So for example, if they see the early check-in in the message that was sent by the guest, then they will automatically send my response, the response that I have already saved previously, which my response to early check-ins, and I've mentioned that you should be charging for early check-ins because it's a service that you're providing. So I tell them, our regular check-in time is at 4 p.m. If you wish to check in early, we do have an extra fee of $50. Please let me know if you would like to proceed so I can go ahead and check my calendar and see if it's available. I cannot guarantee an early check-in because I'm not sure if we do have the time to provide an early check-in depending on my cleaning staff. But once I get an answer from the guest saying, yes, we would like to proceed, then I go ahead and check my calendar. I can go ahead and check on my staff. And the only reason why I actually charge for an early check-in fee, it's because I want to provide my staff the time that they know they have to clean the property. And I'm not gonna put an extra pressure on them unless it's really important for the guests to actually check in early. So that's just an example of how I use Hospitable to do auto replies. And those auto replies, once they see those keywords, they send automatically. Even if I'm not in service, even if I'm traveling, even if I'm in an airplane, those auto replies send automatically. And that's why it's so amazing to incorporate those third-party apps into your Airbnb. Another third-party app that we like to use is Price Labs. We love it for dynamic pricing. We always leave it on. We adjust the pricing according to the city events. So the pricing is always fluctuating and it's keeping it dynamic throughout the entire month and throughout the entire time that I have the open calendar. So make sure that you're able to incorporate Price Labs for your dynamic pricing. For the personal management apps, we like to use for the cleaning scheduling. Those cleanings that we have to do for all of the properties, I like to put them on the family wall calendar. It's a calendar that I was able to use. It's an app that you can download and you can add all of your appointments. So for me, I've been adding these appointments that my cleaning staff has access to. They're able to see where it is. You can add the address, the time frame. You can add notes. Usually on the notes, I add the listing so that they can see the listing and they can go back to it and restage the property like it looks on the listing. And another thing that we provide there are the codes that we have to get into the properties. That way it's easy for all of us to remember. But the awesome thing about Family Wall is that once you do and create an event, it actually saves. So the next time that I want to do another event for that same property, I just type in the date and I type in the property, and everything that I have already done previously on a previous event auto-populates. So I don't have to be putting in the address every single time. I don't have to be putting in the notes every single time. I just have to do it one time, and then every single time that I schedule a new cleaning for it, it will auto-populate that information. We like to use WhatsApp a lot because through WhatsApp, it doesn't matter what phone they're using. It's an app that we all can communicate. I'm able to see if they've read the messages. I'm able to see if they've received them. But also, I'm able to receive all of the pictures. When the cleaners get there, they know that they have to take pictures of everything. And if there's a damage done, we also have to take pictures. We also have to receive the pictures. So this is a way that I receive the pictures from them. And that's also a way that I receive the pictures once the cleaning is done. So once the cleaning is finished, they send me the pictures so that I can verify. So always trust your cleaners, but also verify your cleaners and making sure that they are taking care of everything and they're following the checklist that you have provided for them to do the cleaning. So that's why it's very important for us to use this WhatsApp. Sharing the listing images, the way that we're able to do that is by adding the listing into the actual family wall. And that way they can just go back to it and click on it. Once they're ready to restage the property, once they have cleaned the entire property, they can go back to the listing, check out the pictures, and make sure it's done exactly like the pictures. So every time I clean for another host, I always let them know, if you are not updating your listing pictures to a new thing that you bought, I cannot guarantee that it's gonna look exactly the same, because my staff can only follow your listing pictures. So if it's not looking exactly like you want, it's because you had to update your pictures. And also following the cleaning checklist. So make sure that you're able to provide the cleaning checklist to them that I have provided for you. And that way it's easy for you to continue to clean the properties and not miss any sort of thing when they're doing their turnover. Now for maintenance, we do work orders with pictures as well. I'm able to send these work orders through WhatsApp as well, where I can ask my maintenance, hey, this is the issue. Can you please go and take care of it? And again, we verify through pictures that it has been taken care of. So the last tips that I have for you are going to be to charge for an early check-in. Don't do them for free, because like I mentioned before, it is important for you to charge for the early check-in if you are doing same-day check-ins. We don't want to put more pressure into our cleaning staff to provide the best service that they can. So that's why we don't want to have to allow early check-ins for free. Only if the guest is willing to pay for that early check-in fee, then will I put pressure on my staff to get it done quicker. Now, if that's not something that's happening, if they actually did pay for an early check-in beforehand, then I know that I can send another staff member so that they can finish up the property by the time that we have said it's gonna be ready. But if you can't provide an early free check-in, I would only say to provide this if it doesn't conflict with your cleaning schedule and if it doesn't conflict with your staff members. So always think about your cleaning crew as well. It's not just about making a quick buck, but it's also about keeping your cleaning team happy, because they are the backbone of this industry. Make sure you include those automated replies. Use the Hospitable app. It's very easy to use. I really like to use the Hospitable app, and it has saved me a lot of time and a lot of headaches throughout the time that I have been using it. So I highly recommend you using the Hospitable app. And if you don't want to pay for another app, then you can also go ahead and schedule messages through the Airbnb app. You can also use quick replies in the Airbnb app, where you can find how to add an answer to a typical question. So for example, parking, you can name it parking, and then you can add your answer. We do not provide parking. We only have free street parking. If you do need to park inside a garage, there is a parking garage across the street. So that is information that we have into our quick replies. That way it just sends automatically through the Hospitable app. But you can also add it into your Airbnb app. Provide goodie bags during holiday and special occasions. If you know that your guests are gonna have an anniversary, you can provide a small gift for them. If you have holidays that they're gonna be spending, then you can provide a nice stocking for them. For example, when I had a full house in all of my Airbnbs for Christmas time, I decided to do stockings for them, and I put them on their door. On every Airbnb door, I left a stocking, and the reviews that I got because I did these goodie bags and these stockings were unbelievable. People were really happy that they got this gift because they were staying with me during the holiday times. So figure out a way to incorporate those things. I think it's gonna be very, very beneficial to you, not just with your reviews, but also it's gonna give you that amazing feeling of making someone happy by caring and by being in the hospitality industry. Now, another tip that I have is to follow the trends that are happening on social media. We do have multiple Instagram accounts. You can follow us at EPTX Airbnb. You can also follow us at Airbnb Network. EPTX Airbnb, it's where I provide all of my designs, all of the things that I have been doing, my before and afters of the properties that I have, so that you can get ideas and inspiration from them. And then on Airbnb Network, that is where I provide all of my hot tips. So all of the tips and tricks that I have been doing for myself, I am providing them there. So please make sure to also follow those accounts so that you can learn more as we continue to grow. And remember, you are in the hospitality industry. Your guests want to be taken care of. So understand how important it is what you're doing. Host with your heart and understand that the niche that you're providing for the city, it's also very important.